All right, Julia,
Yay!
happy 6th
Yay!
anniversary.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Can you believe it's been 6 years since you opened Hera Hub DC?
Uh, no, it seems like just yesterday, but then it also seems like I've been open for, it's hard to remember back to my prior careers, because it's been such an important part of my life and it's been a great adventure. That's for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
especially with the last 14 months mixed in.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Oh,
it's also really been a blessing the last 14 months to be part of the Hera Hub Collective and have everybody's support and everything, because I think that that's what's kept us all together and moving forward.
exactly. Onward and upward for sure. Well, we can come back and touch on that here in a moment if you like, but I want to reflect back first.
Hmm.
I remember vividly meeting you for the first time and
Yeah,
having you come to San Diego. And it was also exciting that you were our first licensed location
yeah,
all the
yeah.
way. Let's not make it easy, right? Let's go all the
No.
way from to DC.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's funny because I always think about, I think it was December 11th or December 12th, early December, that I first read the article about your journey and Hera Hub in a New York Times online uh, um, article, and I thought, wow, because I've been talking to my husband about what are we going to do next? What am I going to do next? I don't feel like I'm ready to stop working. I don't really want to. But I didn't really want to retire with what I was currently doing. All it was great. It was a great company, and I enjoyed working with the people. So it really wasn't didn't have anything to do with that. It was really more about at this stage of my career,
Yeah.
because as I tell everybody, I bought into the business when I was in my 60s or turning 60.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't have a lot of career time. I didn't have 20 years to think about it,
Yeah.
or 10 years to build something on my own or whatever. So that's why I was really excited when I read what you were doing and how you were supporting women. And it was really very inspiring. And
Yeah.
so I remember us talking in early January, and I was thrilled to death. So it's been a great adventure. And yeah, it was 7 years ago that I signed the agreement in April.
Yeah, because it takes time to find the space and get
Yeah,
the community
built it
going and
out.
all
Yeah,
those things. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just absolutely incredible what you've accomplished over the last 7 years and since you've been open 6 years. Talk a little bit about the community and the evolution of the community and perhaps some of the businesses that you've come across over the last 6 years and worked with and supported because I mean, I interviewed two of your members yesterday for the upcoming National Wine Day at the end of May.
Yes.
And, they were just gushing about what an incredible woman you are and what
Oh,
a
that's so
connector
sweet.
you are and what a leader you are. And they're like, Julia is the master connector. She just absolutely knows who needs to know who. So just anything you want to reflect on over the last 6 years.
Well, it's really funny when I think about that, because I think back to when, in my always in my life and career, I've been doing that type of thing, building community, whether I recognized it as that or not. I was
Yeah.
always the room parent. I was always the volleyball mom or the Palms dance team mom, because I really just liked bringing people together to accomplish something, whether it was to support our kids and their team, or make the teachers' lives easier. And so I think that that's when I heard about Hera Hub. That's what really um, was the thing that I was really looking forward to, is really getting to know and connect with amazing women and help them grow their own businesses and reach their own goals. I and that's actually great to see people's
I
comments.
know,
It's really, really
exactly.
great. Um, and when I think back and everybody said, well, who's your typical member? And of course, most of them are solopreneurs,
Yeah.
but they really do some very interesting things. Like we've got, you've got lawyers and writers and marketing companies, but I have women who invest in women-owned businesses in the community, as a part of our community. They've been very supportive. I've got a woman building infrastructure projects in Uganda, who has been a member since before I opened. And I also want to give a shout out to Denise, because I saw her come on, and hopefully she's listening. She is my longest running founding member. So she's still a member, and her as a bariatric success coach. So I'm just, we have just this wide variety, and you never really, what I've come to realize is how much richer my life is by getting to know these women, and helping them and supporting them and that sort of thing. Because I would say a third of my members live within a half a mile of me. But I never would have met them. And we had been in the same school communities, but at different times and that sort of thing. So that was a real, I'm really grateful that I've been able to just connect with them and be part of their business and part of their life's journey, because it is, as we get to participate and support the entire person. It's not just about the business. And so, and we get to know them and the ups and downs, especially this last year. So that's what I really cherish about this community, and what we've built, with your vision. So
lucky to have you leading the charge there in DC and in our community. And I know for me, and I'm sure it's the same for you, to your point, we're supporting the whole person, right? We run our business, but we are our business most of the time. And so everything, personal life, comes along with that. So I'm sure you've made many good friends along the way as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, and that's the thing. And, one of the things I have learned is people participate differently in a community. And I think that's a good thing to also just embrace that. Some people want it for co-working. Some people need a place to meet their clients in a professional workspace. Some people really need support more in their business as they're trying to get started or go to the next level. And that's what I think is really great about what we've built, and we're continuing to build, is that that we can help them in all facets of that, and support them however they need. It's not a pre-subscribed, series of things that we do for everybody, treat them exactly the same. So, and that's what I've come to really appreciate about being, and leading this community, So.
Exactly. I sometimes call us a just-in-time accelerator, but you're right. It's very customized. Whatever you need, we can figure it out for you. With the support of the community, which is so important. And I know you've hosted a lot of amazing events in your space. Any that you want to reflect on that really, you really enjoyed or really struck you?
Oh, I love the Hera Fast Pitch events. And out of that, which is where we held a local pitch competition. And a lot of the women who participated have very successful businesses now. So it was really exciting to have them go through our pitch competition and then go on and take their business to great heights, and get investors and all of that. So I've really enjoyed that. And out of that, from that grew the Female Founder Forum that we had some really very successful sessions before the pandemic. And so I just miss those in-person events like that, because it's amazing. And even when and of course everybody's invited, it's not exclusively for women. But when the majority of the people in the room are highly successful professional women, the way it feels is just really different, in types of questions and the way people can share and participate in the conversation, whether they're listening to a speaker or it's more of a networking event. I mean, I've even had men who've attended those events say, "Wow, this is a really different event,"
Wow.
and I really like it. So that's been really great. And I've met some really great people in the ecosystem here in DC.
Yeah.
We have a really vibrant ecosystem that supports women business owners, and I've been excited to be part of that community, which is, I wouldn't. There's so many things that I would never have gotten involved in or know about if I hadn't been for Hera Hub. So that I've been really grateful for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've got folks saying hello, chiming in here.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Thanks so much. Yeah.
So awesome. So I know we're all jonesing to get back to in-person events, right? I mean, we're seeing light at the end of the tunnel. I know you've had some traction over the last couple of weeks of people starting to come back. You said yesterday you were busy.
Yes, I was. We had, and it was great to see people, and the reaction is, wow, what a difference it makes to see somebody, even if with a mask on, see somebody and look them in the eyes, and not have the screen. But I mean, but it's also been a real godsend during this time for us to have, made our community stronger, I think, because we've relied on each other a lot. And that's what builds, commitment to the community. So I've really enjoyed getting to know all the members on the West Coast. So see, we have somebody saying hello from San Diego. That's awesome. So that's but I am going to we've got this fabulous art show right now. It's called Looking for America DC, and it's a beautiful, beautiful art show. We had a very moving, it's expressions of women artists and what it means to them to be an American.
Awesome.
And Philippa Hughes, who has done a lot of art events and is well known in the DC area and broader, has put together this whole project of Looking for America throughout the country. And she had received a grant from American University and had been putting together these events to really bring people with disparate views together around art or food or other things, so that they can begin to have conversation and learn more about each other and what it really means to be American. And from that perspective, so we have a really great virtual opening, and that's the first time I've ever. I think by the end, everybody was in tears. Everybody was in tears. Because everybody's story was so moving about why they created that specific piece of art.
Yeah.
And so it's so that was really very special. And what we ended up happening is we've extended the show, and we're going to do an in-person event on May 18th.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So we've got time tickets. So we're going to limit the number of people that we have in the space at any one time. And then it can meet Philippa, who's a curator or actually a juror. She's not a curator. She was the juror, but she selected all the pieces and meet some of the artists that are going to join us in person. So that's going to be my first, other than the member lunches we've had in person. That'll be my first time to have another in-person event. We're going to do it again with the new show on June 3rd. Or June 2nd, I think. So so I'm going to jump back in. But we're going to do it all safely and following the mayor's guidelines, but there are, I know in San Diego and for you guys, things are turning around and loosening back up. So
it does feel like that. I know. It feels a bit one step forward and two steps back.
Yeah.
But no, definitely, it's really, really great to see things come back to life here, and excited for you hosting events. Do you see potentially doing a Hera Fast Pitch again in the upcoming year?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm talking with a local angel group
Awesome.
To partner with. I think that they would be a really great partner, and maybe looking for some other organizations and sponsors
Yeah,
who would like
exactly. Exactly.
to support the female founders in the DC in the DMV.
Yeah.
And we've talked about doing it in person again, in the
Yeah.
fall. So yes, I'm very excited about that, and because I really think that a lot of events have gone virtual
Yeah.
and have been able to successfully um, transition, but there's nothing like, you know, in-person laughter or
Yeah.
clapping or
Very
or
true.
any of that. Just and the dynamic that happens when because I've had this meetup group that I've been doing for
Yeah.
several years now,
Yeah.
and it's just a simple mastermind that we do with a few people, and I had to shorten it when I put it online because the dynamic of people mingling beforehand and mingling
Mhm.
afterward,
Yeah.
it just isn't the same. So, but I have had some requests to bring that back in person when we can safely do that. So, yeah, so I'm excited about just supporting people in person
Yeah.
too. But
Exactly.
I just love our community though, that that with all of our locations and the expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a laughter that you
Yeah.
really miss, isn't it, Joan? Um, and the way we've pulled together, and then 3 new locations we're looking to
Yeah.
open. I'm so excited about that, and how we've just came together
Yeah.
as a community.
It has been the silver lining of COVID for sure,
Mhm, mhm.
because for folks that don't know, we used to do lots and lots of events in the space. And then of course, mid-March, it was like, okay, well, what's next? And we're doing 2 to 5 events every single weekday online. And as you said, Julia, the beauty of it is DC, San Diego, Irvine, Temecula. Now we're opening in San Jose, Salt Lake City, and Minneapolis this year with a partnership with a larger co-working space called Common Grounds. It really is that opportunity to truly connect women city to city and potentially country to country. I mean, in the last couple months, I've gotten licensing inquiries and had conversations, interestingly enough, both with gentlemen, one gentleman in Uganda. So we'll have to circle back around
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that. And then also in Greece.
wow.
And it feels like this moment in time where we're like, we've just been like holding. I'll speak for myself. I feel like I've been holding my breath for the last 14 months,
Yeah,
figuratively and
literally.
exactly. Yeah, and it just feels like this moment where we can all start to breathe again and move forward and take action. But you're absolutely right that all our sub hubs and our virtual co-working and Business Booster and Feedback Friday and the mastermind groups, and it's just been so great to see people connect in that city to city environment. I think that is going to be the critical piece of the puzzle for this expansion. Like, I just had a young woman join yesterday from Chicago, because again, she can show up and interact with people 2 to 5 times a day if she wants,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get that support.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think, and I agree, because I think that's, and I know, and it was so funny because when we had our new member event
Yeah,
earlier this week, when we met with the DC new members, met in the breakout room
yeah,
together, one of my members said, well, can you just explain to me a little bit more about your member email
yeah,
and everything that's in there?
yeah,
And I'm like, sure. So when I started saying, we've got the weekly events and we've got the, monthly events, we've got the challenges and all of that stuff, I thought, wow, that's a lot. I thought, wow, that's a lot of resources that and then there's the hours and hours of videos
yeah,
that are now available for a lot of the programming that we've
yeah.
done. That's huge. I keep referring people back to them to say, hey, you need to check out this, if this is an issue you're struggling with in your business,
Go watch the
listen
Business
to that go watch the
Booster.
business booster, and then let's talk about it afterwards and
Yeah,
tell them, maybe we can sort through some of the stuff, or you can visit that person as a guru if they're a
Yeah,
guru.
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
and that's great because the guru hours now virtual are, really are much more, people can participate more.
Yeah,
They don't
absolutely.
have to worry about driving somewhere. And of course, ultimately, I'm sure our gurus would be back in the space
Yeah,
and be happy to meet with people in person. But if that doesn't work for somebody's schedule or they live out of town, they can still host the guru hours there. So, and
yeah,
for people who don't know, our gurus are members or subject matter experts that donate their time to the community to answer questions for members and non-members. So you can set up some kind of office hours with them. So,
yeah, and
yeah.
attorneys, folks in marketing,
Hmm.
accountants, I mean, tax planning, we've got
HR,
HR,
um,
exactly.
profitability and
Yep.
pricing, and
Yeah.
podcasting
I
for
know, right? We've
beginners.
got so many resources.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And I have
She's actually, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
talked to some of my gurus over the last,
Mhm.
14 months, and most of the engagement that they've received is outside of our membership. So to your point, it's a
Mhm.
public benefit that we offer the community to be able to get that support one-on-one with somebody and get your questions answered.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good
It's great.
stuff. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I heard you have cupcakes today. I'm so
Yes.
bummed to miss Georgetown cupcakes. Did you say?
Yeah. I should. Yes, I do have cupcakes. And they're from the famous Georgetown Cupcake company,
Ah,
which I think here in DC basically started the cupcake craze.
okay.
So they started obviously with their first shop in Georgetown, and then now they have one in Bethesda. So they're really, I've got coconut, key lime, double chocolate, all kinds. They have really interesting flavors, red velvet. So
Well,
I think I have to go take my dibs on one.
yes, exactly. Yes. Well, it is, getting close to 1 o'clock there. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
cupcake time.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome, Julia. Well, any last minute things you want to say about your 6-year anniversary before I let you go?
Well, I just have to say, if you'd asked me this time last year
Yeah.
if I would have had a 6-year anniversary, I might have said, I'm not sure. But now, if you ask me this year, am I going to have a 7th anniversary? I'm going to say absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, very, very excited, I'm looking forward to what kind of new things will be on the horizon for us and how we can continue to support the women in DC and beyond now, really. I have somebody participating in my launch program from Colorado,
Yeah.
and she's actually going to be in Southern California, in
Oh,
LA,
oh, awesome.
so I
Yeah.
told her that she should look you guys up out there.
What is it?
Yeah,
We'll bring cupcakes.
that's right. So, but anyway, no, but this has been really great. Thank you so much, Felena. I really appreciate all that you've done, to come up with this whole idea and concept. You're almost 10 years in,
Yeah, well,
which is really great. And
technically April 15th, that just passed a month ago, was our 10-year of our pop-up space. And
mhm.
then August 15th will be our 10-year of like our first real space. So yeah, I like you. It's like, where did the time go? I can't even believe it.
I know. And it's been very exciting. And somebody say, well, where do you want to go? I'm like, I want to go back to San Diego.
Yeah, come hang out.
Travel.
You should plan on coming to the Flight Club retreat in October in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be awesome? Was that where you what was the final choice?
We decided on Santa Barbara. I took a poll in our group, and there were all kinds of great ideas, but I'm nervous to try to do something outside the country, because we don't know, and just given what's happening in India right now, you the drill. I'm just, so we're like a block from the beach in Santa Barbara. We're right by State Street, which is the really cool street where all the bars and restaurants. We're in this area called the Funk Zone, where it's like super artsy and tons of like wine tasting. I'm excited about. I booked the hotel. We're all set mid-October 17th through the 21st. So maybe, possibly.
Oh, I might be able to swing it.
All right, all right. Awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be great.
Well,
So, but
enjoy
thank you so much,
the
Felena.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah.
of course. Happy anniversary again.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.